They're lazy because they don't have a system. They don't have any structure, and they don't have discipline. I mean, it's just kind of how it is. So today we're not just calling out the problem. We're building a bridge to that solution. We're building we're trying to get across the river here.
You are now tuning in to the Roughnecks Podcast with your host, Cole Nixon. Much love.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of the Roughnecks Podcast. You are in part 2 of the 5-part series. Last episode, we talked about laziness, and not just that surface level. We went into a little deeper reason of laziness, fear, overwhelm, lack of clarity, and being intentional versus avoidance. If you haven't listened to that episode, I'd recommend going and starting there with episode number 263. But today we're going to flip the script a little bit because, yesterday we talked about how laziness was the problem, right? Laziness is the problem. Our solution now, I gave you guys some things to help with laziness, but our solution to laziness is discipline. And let's talk about what it really is, why it's misunderstood, and how it can transform your life, one decision at a time. That's the thing, is it only takes one decision. Last episode, I said laziness isn't the root, it's the symptom, and I stand by that. I really do. I don't think that we are born lazy. We're not. We really aren't. I mean, we're determined. We're determined, to take those first steps. We're determined to stand up. We're pissed off of not being able to walk around while everybody else just walks around, runs around, does whatever. I think it's in our brains that we have that drive in us from a very young age. And, I don't know the scientific stuff behind it, but that's just my thought process with it. And I think as we get older, we start to get that complacency. But most people aren't lazy because they don't care. I want to get that clear. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it isn't because people know what they're supposed to do. It's not because they don't care, and they want to, they don't like being overweight. They don't like making less money. They don't like not knowing about something. They don't like not being the smartest person in the room, which I don't think you should ever be the smartest person in the room. But, I mean, it's going to happen. But they're lazy because they don't have a system. They don't have any structure, and they don't have discipline. I mean, it's just kind of how it is. So today we're not just calling out the problem. We're building a bridge to that solution. We're building we're trying to get across the river here. So let's be clear. Let me clear something up. Discipline isn't about being perfect. There is no such thing as perfection. I think you should strive for perfection. Understand, you'll never get there. You will never get there. Don't let that, kill you and, make it to where you kind of lose confidence or lose hope. But it's not about grinding 24/7 or never taking a break. We talked about that. You have to be intentional with your rest. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up. It's choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. I had that actually happen the other night, Saturday night. I think I talked about it on the last episode. I took the short-term comfort first, and it kind of hit me because I was watching that Ohio State game, watching a Supercross race. We had 2 TVs in the living room. I was living life. I brought my iPad up. My plan was to work on things during the game, write these scripts, kind of go through some things, and that didn't happen. Because guess what? After Ohio State blew them out in the first half, I fell asleep. Slept through the whole second half, slept till 8, 9 o'clock. Woke up, made dinner. I came downstairs to the basement, and I said, you know what? I don't get to sleep tonight. You slept all day. You slept for 4 or 5 hours. You don't get sleep. Time to grind. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Because guess what? About 3 o'clock in the morning, I can just go back to bed. I don't need to be here. I got all day tomorrow. doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Showing up, choosing that long-term growth over short-term comfort. And here's the kicker. Discipline isn't something you're born with, just like you're not born with laziness. It's something you build. And it's a slow build. It's not something that, overnight you're going to be the most disciplined. You're going to be Jocko Willink waking up at whatever time he wakes up and, done with your workout by 5 a.m. or whatever. See, this is me not choosing the short-term comfort. I'm taking the long-term growth here. If we're coming off laziness episode, I think you're probably thinking, okay, I get it, but now what? Here's your blueprint. Discipline, same thing, just kind of like we talked about. Start small, micro. Discipline doesn't start with waking up at 5 a.m. and going for a 10-mile run. You build up to that. It starts with one decision. Make your bed. Once again, I mentioned the Make Your Bed. Make Your Bed by William McMraven. Look that video up and watch it on YouTube. It will give you chills. It will make you want to be better. Drink water. Write down your goals. Stack those wins. Build momentum. We talked about this last episode. You have to start building that momentum. One little win is awesome because guess what? That usually leads to another little win. If you have 100 wins throughout the day, that's a big win. One of those wins is going to be a bigger win than the rest of them. You win enough seconds. You win enough minutes. You win enough minutes. You win enough hours. You win enough hours. You win enough days. You win enough days. You win enough months. And we win enough months. You win enough years. You win enough years. You win life. Okay? You will be successful. Create accountability. Find an accountability partner. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you just post it on Instagram. Tell someone what you're working on, what your goal is, what you're trying to get to. Find that gym buddy. You want to lose 10 pounds, whatever it is, find your gym buddy. Right now, Sierra and I are going through like the whole debt snowball thing. And, and we're on a strict budget. And like the thing is like, how much money did you spend today? You want to be the one that spent less. It's like the accountability thing. Like it's almost a little competition, but you're also holding each other accountable. Post it, text it, say it out loud. Accountability turns intentions into actions. We're all about intentionality throughout these 5 episodes. Intentionality is going to keep coming up, and it's for a reason. Design your environment, your surroundings shape your behavior. If your space is chaotic, like right now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have 2 remotes here. I have a phone, and I have a coaster that I have been eyeballing this entire episode. I have another coaster. Too much stuff laying around. Get it out of here. Get away. I don't want to see it. It's got to go. It's distracting. Sometimes this cup, even though it's just for decoration, I'm going to be honest. I mean, there actually is water in here. Ooh, that's probably gross, to be honest. Well, looks like just water, but we're going to clean that today. Just things get distracting. You got to get rid of them. You got to move them. Because if your space is chaotic, your mind's going to be chaotic. Clean it, simplify it, make it easier, and choose discipline. So, discipline is a muscle. That's something, remember, like I said, we have to build it up. It's not something that you're born with. You're not born with strong muscles. Some people are stronger than others, yes. Some people just have genetics. But you're not born disciplined. You're born a little driven, not disciplined. Discipline gets stronger the more you use it. Every time, like think about it, how much easier, everybody's done it at one point. They wanted to wake up earlier. That first day, you wake up at 5 a.m. Oh, it is terrible. The 100th day, you don't even need an alarm clock. You just wake up. Your body's built that internal alarm clock. You've built discipline. Every time you choose to show up, every time you're training that muscle. And just like the gym, every rep matters more than the weight. The more reps, the better you get. It's not always about the weight. You don't need to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. We're going back to the hustle culture talk. I think it's a good time to pause for a second because I know what you think. Cole, I'm already burned out. I don't need more pressure. I get you. I feel you, brother. I'm there. I'm there with you because That's why I haven't been making episodes of the podcast. I've been burnt out. Was I though? No, I think it was just laziness. I wasn't really burnt out. I was avoiding. I wasn't being intentional with my rest. We're gonna feel tired of things and things like that, but discipline isn't about hustle culture. It's not about doing more. It's not about doing what matters. No, sorry. It is about doing what matters. It's about intentional effort, but not endless grind. You need your rest, your intentional rest, not your avoidance and laziness. You notice that I keep talking about intentional. Intentional, it's something for me. I mentioned the debt snowball. I've been paying attention a little bit to the Dave Ramsey his baby steps. I think it's 7 baby steps to become a millionaire. My whole thing isn't necessarily to become a millionaire. While it would be nice, obviously, that if that's a trade-off for doing this, that's fantastic. But, step 1, emergency funds of $1,000. Step 2, pay off all your debt, smallest to largest. With the snowball method, if you haven't heard of it, look it up. It's actually pretty cool and very beneficial. It's been great so far. Step 3 is 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. Step 4, 5, and 6, college fund for kids. There's a bunch of things. But so step 1 through 3, he talks about being intense. 4, 5, and 6 is where you get intentional with your money. I think you're a little bit intentional the entire time in a way. And intentionality it's like, okay, like creating a budget. You're being intentional. You're telling your money, all right, this is where it's going. This is where it's going. This is where it's going. I can't go out to eat because I can't afford it this week. Because I want to set money here. I want to pay off this bill. I want to do this. So intentionality is something that's been really on my mind. But if you're disciplined about rest, recovery, and boundaries, that's just as powerful. So it's not always about that endless grind. I think you put a lot of time into it. I remember, what was it? Somebody told me once that you make your money 9 to 5, you get ahead 5 to 9. Think about that. That's not endless grind. That's just putting in the time to succeed. All right. Challenge for the week. Challenge for the day. Well, I'll give you guys a week, but we had the challenge yesterday. I'm curious about what some of these. I'm recording these back to back, so I won't know exactly. But think back to the laziness episode that we talked about yesterday. Pick one area where you've been stuck. Now ask yourself, what is one discipline action I can take today? Not tomorrow, not next week. That's lazy because that's avoiding. We need to be intentional. So that means take one discipline action today, because discipline isn't a switch, it's a decision, and every decision builds the life that you are chasing or you're running from. Jocko has a quote: motivation is a feeling that comes and goes, and it doesn't matter whether it's there or not. Discipline is infinitely more important. No matter how you feel, get up, do what you're supposed to do, and that's discipline. That's not motivation. Be disciplined this week, guys. Be disciplined. Start building that discipline. One checkbox at a time. One decision at a time to build the life that you're chasing. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. We will have another one tomorrow, part 3 of this series. If anybody, maybe I'll put it in there. Can anybody guess what it's going to be? If you can text me or message me before 7 a.m. tomorrow, which will be Thursday. It's 7 a.m. Thursday, and guess what the next part of this series is? Part 3 of 5. I'll send you some stuff, some Roughnecks merch. But if this message, you like, you felt like you got something out of this episode, share it with a friend. Share it on Instagram. Share it on social media. Tag us, and let me know what discipline action you're taking this week. Until next time, stay focused, stay consistent, and keep tracing greatness. You guys know the deal. Life is hard, and it's going to knock you down just like a bull does to a bull rider. Don't let that bull of life walk all over you. Get up, be disciplined, and grab the bull by the horns and take control of your life. Roughnecks, out.